What is up, my friends? Liverpool and Arsenal draw 2-2 at Anfield, and I am here to take you through the Anfield agenda, player ratings. And look, it's fair to say that we have something to build on now. We have something as fans that we can get our teeth stuck into. That second half was a lot more like it from Liverpool. So I'm going to do what I always do, which is go through the players and the subs, give them a score out of 10, and ask you for your thoughts in the comment section. Before I get stuck into it, and it's going to be pretty fun today because I really feel like we've turned a corner. I could be deluded, but I don't care. I want to be deluded today. I want to believe because I finally have something that I can look at these boys and go, yes, I recognise them. I recognise that effort. Before I go through them though, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor Circl. If you want to join us for a future Circl, scan that QR code in the top right hand corner. You do need to be a UK resident, age 18 or over, and it is a gambling product, so be assured that begambleaware.org is there for all of your responsible and safer gambling tools. If you would like to get £5 in free bets when you deposit and place your first £5 in bets with Circl, use our referral code anfieldagenda, all one word, on sign up, and that way our friends at Circl will make sure to credit that free bet to your account as I've described. Right, my friends, let's get struck into it. Alisson Becker. I was a little bit annoyed with him in the first half at times, particularly punching some balls that I felt like he should have came out and grabbed. But in the second half, particularly in the few bits and pieces Arsenal had, he did command his penalty area. He did come out and grab crosses, and he did set up some quick counter-attacks. So, difficult one to gauge today for Alisson. I'm going to give him a 6. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, this depends on how you want me to rate Trent, because I have to look at it in two ways. Offensively, really good, particularly for Bobby Firmino's goal. Nutmeg the Arsenal player, then stood it up to the back post and Bobby did the rest. Great crossfield passes, but again, he was being covered by Ibrahima Konate over and over and over. Martinelli was having his way down the left-hand side at times, but ultimately, we seen that when we got into the game and penned Arsenal in more, Trent had more of an influence. And I'm okay if Konate has to cover, as long as he's aware and as long as he's able to do it. Konate played really well today. So that being said, I'm going to be really fair to Trent, and I'm going to give Trent a 7. Not good enough defensively, but very, very good going the other way. Virgil van Dijk. Still not convinced with what I'm seeing from this season. Better in the second half. Did make a couple of good blocks. Did make some challenges. But he was again inferior to his centre-back partner. Ibrahima Konate was the better of our two centre-backs. Virgil van Dijk has a long way to go to get back to his brilliant best. But much, much better all around from the 36th minute onwards in the game. And I don't want to be too harsh on Virgil, so I'm going to give him a 6. This man, this beautiful human being, this man monster of a man, that tackle on Granit Xhaka had me up off my seat. It had me fired up and it had me wanting to believe because he put a shift in. That was the role of a leader. That was the performance of a leader. Ibrahima Konate was almost faultless today. I thought he was brilliant. He had to cover for Trent a lot, and he did. Showed great recovery pace, showed great strength, great awareness. Still a little few bits I'd like to see him work on with regards to playing out from the back, but what a man we have on our hands today. Definitely, without a doubt, my Anfield agenda man of the match. I'm giving Ibrahima Konate a score of 9 out of 10 today. I thought he was impeccable. Andy Robertson. When will Robbo realise that he just can't shoot? Just please, Robbo, don't shoot anymore. Even if you're in the position, mate, just put your foot in the ball and wait for somebody, because we love you. You do a lot of good stuff. You get stuck in. Even when you're getting Molly Meatball McCann elbows from the lines, when you're still doing bits, Robbo, and you're still out there fighting for the cause, and we love it. But that shot, man, you should have worked the goalkeeper in the first half. But I do love Andy Robertson. To me, potential future Liverpool captain. Performance today, it wasn't his best. It wasn't his worst. I'm going to give him the same as our right back. I'm going to give him a score of 7 out of 10. Fabinho. Going to struggle with this one, to be honest with you, because I don't think he was at his best. I think Arsenal were very dominant in the first 35. But he did manage to see his way through the game. But I'm happy that he was taken off when he was, because I think it was the right thing to have him taken off. Bobby Firmino made a massive impact when he came on. So I'm going to give Fabinho... I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 today. Can I just say, before I move on to give Curtis Jones a score, am I right in saying that this feels like a win because of the context of the draw? If this was flipped, if we'd have gone 2-0 up to Arsenal and ended up drawing 2-2. I'm sitting here with a very different outlook on this game, a very different outlook on the team, but it's the way we came back into it and probably should have won it that just makes me feel tremendous pride at the minute. Curtis Jones didn't really back up his good performance against Chelsea with another one against Arsenal today. I thought that he flattered to deceive at times. He worked hard, he showed up in areas, he was always wanting the ball. Sometimes, again, I still believe he takes too much out of the ball. But hopefully we can start to see some more progression. It was good of him to come out and give us an understanding as to why he has been missing in some squads recently. Obviously that ankle issue that he had, he explained, is going to be with him for the foreseeable. So with that in mind, I think Curtis Jones can be okay with a shift today. Give Curtis Jones a 6 and move on. Henderson, I'm going to sound a bit salty here. I don't understand how he finished the game. I don't think he... Look, I'm not saying he was the worst player on that pitch today, but again, I would have questioned maybe why we left him on and took off Curtis Jones. I probably would have liked to have seen it reversed. But that being said, he did keep going. Too much of this for me. Still too much of it. He was having to go with the ref too much. He was having to go with some of our own players again. But at least he was fired up, and I'll take that from our captain. So I'm going to give Hendo a score of 6 as well today out of 10. This man... I love Diogo Jota, but he's not there yet. He's not back from injury yet. He's not up to the speed and the pace of the games yet. Because once again today, he didn't really do what he should be doing. He was taking too many touches. He was leaving things a little bit short. And he just looked like he couldn't get up to the speed of the game. It will be better. He will get better. It is understandable because he is coming back from quite a while out. But it was questionable as to why he started today. I know he has a really good record against Arsenal, but I still think we should have gone with Darwin Núñez. But look, it's easy to look at these things in hindsight and say what should have done. But he didn't play well today. I'm going to give Diogo Jota a score of 5 out of 10. This man, look, it'd be easy for me to say that Mohamed Salah missed penalties, missed sitters and should have done better, but I actually think he put in a good shift. Yes, some of his touches were heavy, but he kept going and he kept going, and you could see how much it riled him missing that penalty. Now look, I have a take on penalties. I don't mind if somebody misses a penalty if the keeper makes a save, but to not hit the target twice, I think we have to look at taking Mo off penalties because we can't have this anymore. And look, I'm not having a go with him. It is what it is. He missed it, but he didn't even make the keeper work. And that for me is unforgivable twice. So that aside, did get a goal. And it was his own striker's instinct to follow that ball in that got him that goal. He did force a couple of good saves as well from the Arsenal goalkeeper today. But I think we should get more from Salah. I think he should be leaving that pitch today. Haven't beaten haven't beaten Ramsdale 2 or 3 times. And I think Mo won't be happy with his own performance because he holds himself to the highest of standards. So more to come from Mo. But again, I did like the fact that he was clearly visibly annoyed at missing that penalty. And he tried to harness that energy and get it back into the game. But right now, that final touch is just deceiving him a little bit. Or eluding him a little bit, I should say. But that in mind, I thought Mo did okay. So I'm going to give him a 7. Gakpo, I think Gakpo really, really does understand this role that Klopp wants him to play. And I haven't seen many people really speak too highly of his performance today, but I thought Gakpo did all right, you know. I think that he's very clever. His legs seem to be quite long. Sometimes I think the ball's got away from him and then all of a sudden he just shifts his body around, manoeuvres the ball, manipulates the situation and comes out on the other side with it. I'm glad we have him in the squad. I'm looking forward to see if he can become Bobby Firmino 2.0. I believe that he can. And today I'm going to give him a score of 6. I think that's fair today for Cody. Now we get into the fun stuff. Darwin Núñez. Should he have scored? Absolutely. 1-on-1 with Ramsdale. Should have buried it. Keeper made a save. But again, he doesn't let his head drop. He keeps going. He keeps chasing down things. And I think we need him in the starting 11 for every game between now and the end of the season. If he can bag himself a couple of goals before the end of the season, I think he starts a new campaign full of confidence. Hopefully we can get these niggly injuries behind him as well. And I thought he had a good impact on the game when he came on. So 7 for me for Darwin Núñez. Thiago Alcantara. If we're talking about a substitution that changed the game today, it is this beautiful little man right here. He was everything we hoped he was going to be when he came on. He was just manipulating his body, the ball, the movements. He was freeing up areas. He was playing through passes. He was setting up attacks. He just made us tick, and I love it. And I'm so glad that he's back because you could see exactly what we were missing. I know we only came on as a sub, and I know this is probably a little bit OTT, but I'm giving him an 8 today because I thought Thiago Alcantara was magnificent in that cameo. as was this beautiful Brazilian superstar here. Bobby Firmino loves a goal against Arsenal. And he was immense. Just like Thiago, when he came on, he was absolutely on it. Where was this Bobby for most of the season? Because he looked like prime Bobby Firmino, playing with confidence, playing with passion. And don't underestimate how tricky that header was. He just aimed it, took all the power off it to make sure it didn't go over, but still got it past the outstretched arms of Ramsdale. Thank you, Bobby, for that goal. Thank you for all the memories, and hopefully we've got some more see senor moments to celebrate before the campaign is out. On his little cameo, giving him a good solid 8 as well. Thank you so much for everything, Bobby. You are one in a million, sir. And that brings us to an end of the player ratings. And as I said, it was a game of two halves. First half, particularly the first 35 minutes, we didn't lay a glove on Arsenal. But after that, the real Liverpool showed up. Jurgen Klopp finally has something to build on for the remainder of the campaign. I hope you enjoyed that game. I certainly did. If you were neutral, I think it was a really great game for a Sunday afternoon. So that is it from our player ratings. Thank you guys as always. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And shout out to our sponsor Circl for all of their support as well. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.